First off, you got Jags minus 4.5 at Indy. Let's talk about that one.
Okay. So listen, do you just want to go ahead and give all the reasons that this is a terrible bet that the producers have put in the notes? Go ahead.
Let's do it. So you went 1-7 betting on the Jags last year. We all remember that.
Okay. But that is only because the producers bullied me out of betting on them the moment they started their hot streak. I bet on the Jags basically every week. The producers made me stop, and then they immediately became the hottest team in the NFL. It was ridiculous. So that should be more like 7-7, but they wouldn't let me do it. Go ahead.
All right. Well, Trevor is 4-14 on the road straight up. That's pretty big.
Don't care about that. Doesn't matter. That includes the Urban Meyer era. And lastly, go ahead.
Last thing, the Jaguars haven't won in Indy since 2017. That is when I graduated high school, by the way.
Okay. I don't care about any of that. Here's what I know. We believe in the Jacksonville Jaguars. This is Anthony Richardson's first start. I understand this is I am taking a road dog as my first pick of the year. I'm sorry, road favorite, pardon me, as my first pick of the year. And it goes against all these trends. Don't care. The Jags are going to score 31 points. Indy's going to be happy to get to 17. I love this bet. Go ahead.
No fear in your heart that Anthony Richardson might be the next Daniel Jones? Because, he might have a breakout game and destroy your Jags. So he's a pretty good quarterback.
I do think Anthony Richardson was a good pick, and his upside is massive. I don't think he's going to look good in his first NFL start.
Does that ever happen, by the way?
Yeah, so Cam in his first ever NFL start, I think, had 400 yards. But Cam also was coming off a Heisman Trophy and undefeated season, being the consensus number 1 overall pick. Cam, his first NFL start ever, 422 yards and 3 total touchdowns.
What a feeling.
I know, it's unbelievable. He walked into the NFL after having arguably the single greatest college season anyone's ever had. He walked into the NFL and was just dominant. On the flip side, Jameis Winston, in his first ever NFL start, had 2 picks and 2 fumbles. Marcus Mariota, who was the number 2 pick of that draft in his first ever NFL start, completed 87% of his passes with 4 touchdowns. So there are certain instances where guys have awesome first starts. I don't think Anthony Richardson's going to do that. I think Trevor's going to be awesome. I like the Jags. Next.
All right, next you've got New England at home +4 versus Philly.
Okay. The entire gambling world is going to be on Philadelphia. The Patriots' offensive line is banged up. The Eagles have this amazing pass rush. The Patriots looked terrible last year. Why is this line not higher? Here's what I know. Belichick, I don't want to say he's on the hot seat. What I will say is he really wants Don Shula's record. And he needs to have either 2 more good seasons or 3 more mediocre seasons to get there. I don't know if Kraft is going to give him that time if they're a disaster this year. Philly coming off the Super Bowl hangover. I'm getting points at home with the better coach. The crowd is going to be insane because they are retiring Brady's jersey and putting him in the Ring of Honor. All of that. So I know the graphics right now say Jacksonville, but in New England, getting 4 points. I don't need them to win. I just need them to keep it close. New England getting 4 points against Philadelphia. What do the producers think of that one, DeMonte?
Well, since 2000, teams that lost in the previous season's Super Bowl were 4-19 against the spread in the week one following of the following season.
That's good. What's the other note?
The other note is Hurts is 13-5-1 against the spread at home, but only 6-13 against the spread on the road.
Oh, so I don't have access to these little factoids when I make my picks because I don't want to be swayed by the trends. But It sounds like as much as the Sharps might not have liked my Jacksonville pick, the New England pick, I could be on the right side of it.
So you've got Buffalo minus 2.5 at the Jets.
Yeah. I was the first I was the only, let's just be
Got
clear.
faith in the Bills this year. Your hate for Rodgers has fueled some love for the Bills. I love it.
So here's the thing. I knew that was going to be the reaction. Let's just be totally honest here. I was the only person in America correct on the Bills last year. The only one. While everybody was saying I was afraid of them, Josh Allen is at worst the second best quarterback in football, maybe the best. The Bills are the best team. They were the Vegas favorite. All of it. All year long. I told you that was a paper tiger. And what happened come the playoffs? They survived Skylar Thompson by the skin of their teeth, and then they got their teeth kicked in by Cincinnati. I am now here to tell you the general public has gone too far in the other direction on the Bills. Now you look around, a lot of folks have the Bills missing the playoffs. That's not going to happen. Now, I don't think they win the division. I think Miami does. But the Bills.
So you think Buffalo's going to be a wild card?
Yeah. Okay. And my playoff teams are division winners, Kansas in the AFC, Kansas City, Jacksonville, Pittsburgh, Miami. And my wild cards are Buffalo, Cincinnati, and the Chargers, with the Jets and the Ravens, Broncos, Browns missing the playoffs. The Patriots as well, obviously. The Bills are better than the Jets. I understand that the Jets have home field here, but I am laying less than a field goal. So it's going to be very hard for the Bills to win and not cover. So while I don't love road favorites, less than a field goal I feel better about, and the Bills are better, and the Jets, I'm telling you right now, man, on the Jets, DeMonte, here's what's going to happen. The Jets are going to lose on Monday Night Football. 6 days later, they're going to go to Dallas, and that Dallas defensive front is going to sack Aaron Rodgers a half dozen times. And immediately, panic will set in New York, because they will know in week 4 they have the Chiefs. And all of a sudden, they will be facing a must-win week 3 game against the Patriots, which, yes, obviously the Jets should win that game, but the Patriots have beaten the Jets 14 consecutive games. And all of these good vibes, good feelings, all of that is going to turn in 6 days between Monday night and the following Sunday. Go ahead.
Something important of note. Rodgers has won 9 straight Monday Night Football games. He's 6-1-1 against the spread as a home dog.
Hey, thanks for watching. Hit the subscribe button to get more from the show, and make sure to click the bell to get notified every time new content drops. Check out full episodes of What's Right wherever you get your podcasts, or just click the link in the description below.